But when you think of INR money, I've invested lakhs of rupees just to copyright them and then launching a project. That is an additional cost,
So what's like, how long you're going to take this?
Forever.
Forever, right?
Like, it's documented right now. It's documented right now. This would be somewhere on social media, Web2 world or Metaverse world as well in 2025 now. I very well know that I was a call center guy. So I'm a 3 times dropout by choice from college. And when I took a drop in 2010, I started with call center jobs. मैं खुद वीडियो रिकॉर्ड कर रहा हूँ. Probably I am the only one who would be very comfortable.
I'm just trying to act like uncomfortable. I'm really allowed.
So I started with call center jobs. So it was like my job to talk, and then I also self-audit once again. Then in my college days as well, being a dropout and all, when I went again to the college, I was still the Secretary of Computer Society of India, President of IEEE. So somewhere down the line when I see that I have been into speaking. So class 1 to 12th, I have been a class monitor.
That's a very good start.
Volleyball center player, like things like that. So I just keep on self-auditing myself every single day. And collectively, when I revolve around the circle, I always see in the center point, it's all about communication. So maybe I'm just getting better and better at communication. And because I do that a lot in real time, I may be having that USP or that strength invisibly to process things faster in my head in the real moment. So if you give me a 20-minute script, I'll go. I'll get fucked up.
I know you'll do that.
I cannot talk 5 minutes after grasping something.
But I saw your previous videos, like early days.
Yeah.
They were like you tried hard and then you got this.
So I'm the only one who studied in English medium from my entire family, and still I didn't have any English communication. So it's over a period of time. Just like you said, I'll tell this to myself in 2031 in Metaverse that in Web2 world I was fucking shit in 2021.
Perspective, bro.
Because at that point in time I would be way better at my communication.
Wherever we start, we go somewhere, right? Like
exactly.
Anywhere we'll go, right?
That's the thing. So I mean that's how I feel that's how I process.
When you have utility, you have a sort of valuation mechanism for a seeding. Like the best example is like dog, me, Shiba and all. When there's a lack of utility and it's purely narrative based, there's no ceiling for valuation. There's no value accrual only.
But, so what I feel is when we talk about the valuation, subconsciously what we think is valuation for a particular one when we are you set a valuation of a company based on what? Based on maybe other 9 companies.
Company is very different valuation.
Exactly. Now this is where I feel let's not talk about utilities as well. Let's talk about the original IPs. So what I am doing is just like VFriends is a 280 plus IPs and then NFTs. So I didn't launch an NFT project. Rather, I would say that I have launched 22 IPs like Digital Pratik, under which I'll be building different businesses. I have built Digital Pratik as one brand or one IP, original licensed in Government of India. Now I have licensed 22. And NFT is just one vertical of business which I'm trying to build. And that's the reason why I've recently in the past 3 months, I've been saying NFTs are not NFT projects. NFTs are another way of branding and marketing any business. I did both of them. So if you guys understand Malayali, any one of you?
I'm Malayali.
No? You're Malayali? I'm sure this card would have no value except for you getting a smile for 5 seconds. But at the same point in time, that's the reason why I've combined this with digitalpratik.com/IRL, where if somebody is claiming that POAP, I'll keep on bringing value forever. Like, this is Malayali. You just said that you don't understand Malayali.
I'll give you Hindi.
I'll give you English. English is something which everybody understands, But now I have Gujarati as well. You will remember me as a Gujju guy now. So I mean, that's the whole motto which I'm trying to do. Like I'm not completely shifting to NFT world. Because I am a Web2 world, hardcore execution Web2 world.
No, I understood that when you talk about utility, you only talk about IRL stuff, like what guy he does.
I mean, so it's like so much possible that when you club these two things together, it's not going to be just utility. Like I was just talking to somebody, he told me that, hey, I'm so fond of Loyal Puppy Dog, but I still don't have money to buy that bronze token of yours. I'm like, okay, fine. But he's saying, I've already bought one. I want another one. I'm like, why? He says, because I have a pet in my house. I'm fond of dogs. Now what I'll do in 2024, I'll just collab with a brand which would be into pet shops and then I'll collaborate with them for a 1 year thing, and I'll sell gifts to them. Why? Because they have a dog. So every loyal puppy dog holder would get those things.
Is the membership tier?
I would do anything because I have 22 IPs now.
What IPs?
All these IPs.
That's the ones you want?
Yeah, so this is my project, and I mean, this is my project. So it's JorrParivar. JorrParivar. So it's like 22 IPs.
Too many cards.
That's the reason why I'm saying, remember me at face, digital Pratik. That's where, like, I have not seen any Indian creator as of now. We are speaking 18th December, 17th December. I have not seen any creator who has just their face on Twitter Spaces and still is an NFT collector as heavy as me. I'm talking about Web 2 world, not your world. You know, because these two are completely different fucking worlds. So I've seen
That
from
is why
Web
my
2.
Instagram DP is different from my Twitter DP.
Exactly.
My Instagram is real.
Yeah. I mean, just look at this.
My Instagram is real.
So that's the point. Like in Web 2 world, people are afraid to do this because they're still thinking that what will happen to the face value. And that's where, before launching the NFTs, I reversed engineer VFriends. I thought, okay, fine, IPs are there. Let me talk to legal guys in India. What is the procedure? Then I was self-aware that, okay, fine, I want to draw. Let me try.
How long it
24 hours to draw all the 22 IPs.
IP rights in India?
2.5 months. So I started working in June and I launched it in August.
That's nice. You waited for a long time for just
Yeah.
get the value done. He said he-
And in India, it's like fucking huge amount of money for Indians. Like when you think of ETH, you will say, okay, fine, ये तो कुछ नहीं है. This is nothing. But when you think of INR money, I've invested lakhs of rupees just to copyright them and then launching a project. That is an additional cost, you know.
So what's like? How long you going to take this? Like, what's like
Forever.
forever, right?
Like,
I think
it's documented right now.
it's
It's documented right now. This would be somewhere on social media Web 2 world or Metaverse world as well in 2025 now.
So you're basically going the Gary Vee route, like what similar to what he did.
I just said that it's like Arjun to Krishna, but that's the difference which I want to make. I have never targeted outside world. I've just made something for India. I'm a self-aware guy. I want to take those challenges. If I would have done, so a lot of people told me that JorrParivar naam mat rakho, try to have something which might be connecting with a lot of international audience. But I thought, okay, fine. I want it for Indian audience only, so let me take time because I want to make sure that JorrParivar, the name, which is like Jor is awesome, thriving, Parivar is family, community. So if I want to build this thriving community, why do I have to worry about selling out all my tokens in 24 hours? It's a thriving community which I want to build. So let it take 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Like it's just like I don't have any goal of growing my Instagram followers or Twitter followers or nothing like that. I don't even care how many followers are there.
But wouldn't that be also a segment that would be required for a personal branding thing? Like, wouldn't you?
Not getting it. Didn't get it.
Wouldn't you need to increase your social media metrics?
It's already increasing. So yeah, that's where I have been saying it again and again to my clients and everywhere. It's not about social media metrics number. It's about your brand consumption.
Yeah.
So today when you go to google.com/trends and if you see last 12 months and search digital Pratik, you'll see digital Pratik trending in Telangana. Why? Because in the past 15 days I've been running ads in Kochi, Kerala around NFT content before even coming over here. So it's like brand consumption. Like everybody who met me over there in the corner before I came up on the stage, they just told me that I have been following you since 2018 or 16 or things like that. My first question would be, how many pieces of content have you liked in the past 5 years? And before even they say, I'll say, okay, fine, less than 500? They're like, yes. I'm like, how many of you have commented? Less than 100? They're like, yes. I mean, like, how many of you have shared? Less than 10? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Then why the fuck are you talking to me? No. We have learned a lot and we have applied that into business and we are making way much more money. So we admire you. And that's the reason why. So it's the brand. So I always feel that it's a brand consumption in personal brand. I talk about personal branding a lot. So in personal branding, I think of brand consumption overall of a 5-year minimum period. And that's where now I'm talking in 2021, where I have been doing this since 2000. My Instagram account is since 2013. 2013. I don't care about the number of followers. Now as well, and just like you mentioned, or on the stage. Like it's based on so many factors right now. And we humans also, when we are buying, our intentions are also different. I want to buy VFriend. Why? Because I love Gary Vaynerchuk. I bet on Gary Vaynerchuk. Maybe out of this audience, 60% won't even care. So they won't go for that. They would buy Bodep. Why? Because everybody is doing that. So it's like purchase behavior as well matters. So my project right now has done very less revenue, like 24.2 Ethereum.
But doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, but in India, nobody has done that. And it's the India's first ever community-driven NFT project around IPs, original IPs, where I'm giving exclusive workshops for 3 years, exclusive conferences for 3 years, exclusive dinner meeting, consulting calls, monthly live Q&A sessions, podcasting session with guests. So what I've seen in Indian Shift is, they go to a landing page to buy a 500 rupees course and they scroll all the way down to see a 30 days refund policy.
And then they study
Exactly, exactly. But my tokens which are worth minimum 0.05, where they are getting monthly exclusive training, they are buying it without even knowing what they will get.
Then pass it to other person, sell it.
On top of that, they are betting on this human being because I still have my Twitter profile as my face. You know, so there are so many perspectives over here. When you have an ape, you feel proud about that on your DP, you know. As a PFP, I feel fucking proud about my own smile, which is making other people happy and making a lot of sense because they are consuming my content. This is IPs which are building now. See, the reason why Digital Pratik ETH portfolio without my project, no, that is some trippy ape or something. So this is straight away from my rainbow profile. जो भी आया ऊपर वो ले लिया यहाँ पर. So the reason why over here and my project hidden backwards is because I don't want to show my project all the time. You know, so yes, that mindset is there in my head that I want to show this, but
People is going to invest on you, right?
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, for your project, that makes more sense. That's what you
Plus, see, when I did this on Diwali, Indian people are like all about Diwali. It's one of the biggest festivals. So we did a collab drop with one of the edtech companies, Growth School, where their workshops are worth 500 rupees. And these 500 rupees workshop into 20 different things which they have is equal to 10,000 rupees or 20,000 rupees, whatever the number is. And then my mentorship program over there, which is selling at 20,000 rupees, we added that as well. And we came up with a custom smart contract of 22 tokens. And we airdropped to 22 lucky JorrParivar holders. So that is worth 40,000 rupees of courses, which is in real-time value right now. So what I'm anytime for 1 year.
For 1 year it will be access. So you
All the courses which are right now over there. And in digital marketing space, if you consume any content which is 1 year old, then you are finished. So it doesn't even make sense that ab 2 saal purana. I mean, who in the world? Exactly. So that's the reason why we put this 1 year thing. But everybody was like, Diwali mein wow. So what I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to build JorrParivar just with Indian centric, where I know it would be an eventual process of building it, but that would be IPs which would emotionally connect. Like people when they go to zoo or something, my token holders, one of them has a kid. And his father, like the token holder, he gifted an empathy hathi, which is a character, elephant. Now that elephant character over here, he just bought that token, gifted that to a 2-year-old son. Now that 2-year-old son has no clue about this. But he bought that, why? Because the 2-year-old son is all about elephants. He plays with toys of elephant, he wears t-shirts and shirts of elephants, everything elephant, elephant, elephant. And he keeps on sharing that poster. So I'm trying, and that's where I'm calling this JorrParivar as an emotionally driven, community driven project. I don't want digital Pratik to be in their heads. I want these IPs emotionally in their heads. Like that loyal puppy dog.
Every art, in a way, is that way.
Exactly.
Every art in that way.
It's an emotion. It's we buy based on the emotions and fear and emotions. Fear is an emotion, you know. So most of the times it's a fear, but over here, exactly, FOMO, why FOMO works. But over here, this emotion is going to be different based on the NFT project which you are coming with.
I don't think FOMO would work for you. I think more of yours is a very good foundation and
Yeah. Sure. Please.
Yes. It's like more broader perspective you have, and I think that's gonna work really well.
Yeah, it's a long term.
I told you once, like I would love to go for it, but you know I was like so busy here and there. Like I really like the project. I think like your project is more of betting on an Indian person who shows his face and teaches the youth who is going
That's
to be
where-
the next generation.
And when I'm showing my face, I'm already finished if I don't grow JorrParivar.
Yeah, and the people who are going right, these people are following and going up. So they're gonna establish somewhere, and they're not gonna let this hype go down. because
Exactly.
they learn from it.
Exactly.
When you started, like till now, I personally really like the way you say, like a lot of Indian people, right, are going through a very tough time because
Yeah.
there's like a lot of unemployment.
Everyone.
The way you come up and you tell them that there's a hope in the language that Gary can't connect, right? When you give a hope, like, oh my God, I can do it. This guy is doing it, and you go and make like.
It's like everybody has struggles. Everybody. I mean, people when they come to me like pandemic, Pratik, you had money, so you survived. I'm like, I had money, but I had to pay payrolls. I didn't cut on payrolls.
I didn't have. I'm from middle class family.
Yeah, I didn't cut off on any payrolls of my gangsters. I paid them full. So that was my headache. That my clients are not paying.
Go and get it, man.
Exactly. So if you don't have paychecks, I have to paycheck. So we all have our problems. It's just that taking 100% responsibility and then going ahead. And with that being said, this is your host and host, the Digital Pratik, signing off, a 33-year-old smiling practical dude trying to make sure that you always stay awesome, God bless, and keep smiling. And before you leave, like, comment, subscribe और जो भी सारे YouTube के CTAs है सब कुछ कर डालो. I'll see you tomorrow.